The stock of the day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. Trade over 17,000 markets with extended trading hours on key US shares and competitive spreads, all on an award-winning platform. Get started at IG.com.
Stock of the day, of course, stock that's in the news, Northern Star Resources buying De Grey Mining for $5 billion. That's got to get your attention, doesn't it? De Grey shareholders will receive 0.119 new Northern Star shares for each De Grey share held. Northern Star will acquire De Grey and its flagship project, Hemi, in the Pilbara region of Western Australia. That project is one of the largest undeveloped gold projects in a Tier 1 mining jurisdiction globally, with mineral resources of 11.2 million ounces and an annual gold production forecast of 530,000 ounces over its first 10 years. Northern Star shareholders will own approximately 80% of the combined group. De Grey shareholders 19.9%. De Grey up 30% as we speak. Northern Star, which has had a great run this year, down 5.77%. What should you do? Now, Mathan Somasundaram from Deep Data Analytics, for years you tell us that commodities are cyclical. And you know when you're at the top of the cycle, when big, profitable, fat commodity producers go and spend all their surplus cash on, in years to come, will turn out to be a dodgy acquisition. So should I be selling my Northern Star shares after this? Is this part of your theory, or is it a good deal, a good buy for Northern Star?
History is littered with blow-ups, especially in the resource sector.
As you've reminded us over the years.
It hasn't been a pretty sight. In Northern Star, we've actually been, as I've been saying for a while now, for a number of years, we've pretty much more than doubled our money in Northern Star.
Yep.
And we went up, we came down, and we run up again, new highs. I think this makes sense. Remember?
Whoa!
Yeah, here we go.
Whoa!
The market hammered.
Even Philip's stunned.
Yeah, well, wait for this one. Wait for this one.
A heat stroke?
Every acquisition that every stock in the gold sector did in the last 3-4 years, the market smacked it.
Yep.
I remember, I think a couple of stocks got hammered multiple times for the same acquisition. And I went, wait a minute, that's already happened. And so the market does not like it. In our market, we don't have a massive holding in gold stocks for any fund managers. They barely play. They've started playing a bit because they just got so big they have to, because of the index size. The best performers, think of it this way. We got into Evolution when they bought the copper asset and got hammered. Yep. And you've done really well if you did. Klein is a great player in assets, and he is my leading indicator. When he buys assets, I like the sector, and I think the sector does well. Now, Klein doesn't go around doing random stuff. He's not perfect, but he's a pretty good indicator of how the sector goes.
Yep.
So I'm long, and we expected M&A in their sector. These guys are all churning out cash. The banks are trading at 30-40% premium to any normalized multiple, peak multiple. So they're not churning out cash. They're going into an outlook where potentially they're going to have downgrades.
Right.
Inevitably they will have downgrades. Where the gold sector, especially Aussie gold miners, and we've specifically gone for them because sovereign risk, they don't lose their minds, to the Aussie dollar.
Yep.
It's a play on global growth. The outlook is for lower global growth. Aussie dollar is going down. Aussie dollar is going down. Historically, you can look at the last 30-40 years when bond yields roll over, and you can look at it through the Aussie and the US bond yields. When they roll over, global growth goes down, Aussie goes down.
But you've consistently said, instead of making big acquisitions, these sorts of companies should return the money to shareholders.
I'm not in that camp. Gaurav is.
Gaurav is.
Okay. And the ghost of Gaurav hangs over me. I got to ring him and give him a shit about this. Sorry. But it's one of those things where I think that it comes down to the cycle. Where we are, everyone's loaded up on debt. The answer to the debt problem is more debt.
Right.
That is the only answer out there. No government has the political capital to do anything else. So debt's going to grow. Bond yields are going to remain higher. Inflation will pick up, and the gold sector is telling you that. And what they're doing now, I mean, all the stocks that got hit because they bought, added debt to buy other assets, now look like heroes.
Yeah.
Even if you overpaid, because the prices are going up. Aussie dollar spot gold one, somewhere around 4,000.
So you're a buyer of Northern Star?
We are long to the gills in the gold sector.
Right.
We have Gold Road as well, which is up 10%,
right.
Because they own 18% of De Grey.
Right.
And we are long multiple gold stocks, and Northern Star is one, Gold Road is one, Evolution is one. So we're more than happy, and we think this is going even higher in 2025.
Okay. So Northern Star, a buy at this level.
You're getting the index play, you're getting the gold play, you're getting the currency play.
Is it your preferred?
It's the best.
Right. Okay. Philip?
Must be the heat stroke. We're going to agree. I think it's a strong buy. I'm surprised that the share price reaction has had a good run. Obviously, what looks to be a full premium. Northern Star share price has rallied strongly over the last 2 years, as we've shown. De Grey has been sort of flat because non-producer. So if you've been a producer in the gold price rally, you've done really well. Our house view has been for a while that gold's going to $3,000 an ounce. We're currently $2,650, so you get that up. US in Aussie dollar terms, stronger because I agree with Dr. Doom. The Aussie is going lower with Trump now spending and interest rates staying higher for longer in the US, and Aussie may be cutting next year. That's a double positive: higher gold price, lower Aussie dollar. WA production. It's a good acquisition. Looks like a decent premium, but not considering the share price rally over the last 2 years. I would be buying Northern Star. I would have already owned Northern Star. I'd be buying on a pullback. Gold is where it's going to be fun watching Trump over 4 years. Gold price should hit 3,000 as a first stop. So
is it your preferred one?
Yeah, absolutely.
What others to look at?
In the gold space, to be honest, historically I've just held one, and that was Northern Star.
Right.
It's a producer. It's the biggest one. It paid a dividend.
I mean, if you wanted to step outside, Evolution's the next biggest.
Right.
I mean, Newmont is good, but Newmont bought Newcrest, and Newcrest has a tendency every 6 months to find dead bodies. So I try and stay away from Newcrest, and I think that puts Evolution probably now with Klein there, probably the next biggest play.
Okay. All right.
Gold Road is a great play because you get a producer with bits into explorers, like what's happening today.
But you wouldn't buy it 30% up today as a cheap way into Northern Star?
It's up 10%, but we like it. It actually hasn't done as much as the big boys have.
Right.
So the next tier will get the next love. So you're looking at Regis, you're looking at Gold Road, you're looking at now Silver Lake now is what is it, Workers or something. So so there's a number of gold stocks that are on the next tier. Will get the interest.
Okay. All right. That's our stock of the day, Northern Star.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Trade over 12,000 shares and ETFs, including major tech giants with extended hours on an award-winning platform. Get started at IG.com.